Germany loses, Great Britain, France, Russia, America, Australia, Italy, and for some fucking reason, Serbia, they win the war. The war ends. And then the Treaty of Versailles happens in Paris. And the Treaty of Versailles is so fucked that they made Germany the last standing army of the losing side pay 100% of the war reparations. Austria-Hungary didn't have to pay for it. The Ottoman Empire didn't have to pay for it. The people who started the war, the Serbians, didn't have to pay for it. The British, the French, none of them had to pay a dime for reparations to fix the catastrophe of that war. It was all laid on Germany, 100%, because of the Treaty of Versailles. I'm so out of stamina right now, I can't do shit. Good thing he did a slow attack. I tried something different. I did a lion's claw there in the middle of it. Might be able to, oh, I thought I might be able to break his voice. So the French were the ones who got the Treaty of Versailles basically penned, and all the allies agreed upon it. And Germany was kind of forced to agree to pay 100% of the reparations for a 4-year-long war, maybe like 4.5 years. I don't know. One country, the last standing army on the losing side, the strongest army, had to pay 100% of the reparations, and nobody else had to pay a dime. Like, what? They didn't make the same mistake again with World War II, at least, making, like, Japan pay 100% of the reparations of World War II. But that's the whole reason Germany's economy collapsed. That's the whole reason people were bringing wheelbarrows full of currency to buy a single loaf of bread. That's the reason they were burning currency for warmth when they had nothing else to burn, when they ran out of furniture to burn and shit like that. They just started burning their cash to keep themselves warm in the winter, because every single fucking tree in Germany had been cut down for the war, because they used to have tanks. After their tanks ran out of coal, they started burning wood in their tanks. Every single tree was felled during that war in Germany. They had nothing to burn during the winter. They started burning their money because it was valueless to keep themselves warm. They couldn't even feed themselves. You know how desperate those people were? For like 8 or 9 fucking years, until Hitler started promising them basic necessities, because the Nazis were socialists, like food and shit. Like, that's the only reason Hitler was able to take power. Like, dude, it's so fucked up. It is so fucked up what the world did to Germany before World War II. And the reason Hitler hated the Jews was because they had gold, and they were money lenders, and they would lend money to other Jews without interest, and then they would lend money to Germans at extreme interest rates, like loan sharking them basically. So it wasn't just Hitler that hated the Jews. A lot of people hated the Jews because they were taking advantage of this shitty situation, taking advantage of people who were starving and dying. But like, of course, Hitler, like a fucking monster. Just out of hand, the shit that he did to people and ordered other people to do to people, it's just atrocious. Like, never again should shit like that happen. But, you know, it happens. It's just not public anymore. I'm sure it happens, you know, really terrible shit happens all the time on this planet because of the way that people kind of treat each other, you know? So, but I hand to God, I swear to God, Donald Trump is worse than Hitler. Donald Trump is worse than Hitler, but the only reason Donald Trump hasn't been able to realize his fucked up ambitions is because the people in America are nowhere near as desperate as the people in Germany were in 1939 and 1938 and 1935 when Hitler was rising to power. Trump is the most evil motherfucker who's ever existed on this planet, and he's the president of the United States of America. Like, he's worse than Hitler. I swear to God, dude, I can see it in him. Even Epstein said, Epstein's quoted as saying, "I've met a lot of terrible, evil people in my life." Oh, I know a lot about Trump. I've met a lot of terrible, evil, like awful people in my life, but Trump is the worst of the worst. Epstein said that about Trump. His grandfather was Trump's grandfather was a pimp and ran a sex worker industry. Probably had sex slaves, and most likely was into sex trafficking. Trump's father was a crook. This shit has all gone down past through generations. They changed their name to Trump. Trump's father changed his name to Trump. Like, he's such a crooked businessman. He's like evil incarnate. And he always has been. He's a pedophile and a serial rapist. Raped a 13-year-old in 1994, tied her up. And that's just one incident. And then what does he do? Pays hush money or does death threats, blackmail. If anyone speaks up who's involved with the Epstein list, they're dead, their family's dead, everyone they ever loved is dead. That's why no one speaks up about it. No one comes forward and admits like, yeah, I was in the Epstein list. I can be your golden goose, tell you everyone who was involved. No one's gonna do that, because that means maybe you're protected, but your family, everyone you've ever loved, everything you've built out of your life, out of your crooked fucking money grubbing life, is forfeit. Do you know the people who are in power and who are in control of the world now? They're the descendants of bandits. They're the descendants of colonizers. They're the descendants of imperialists. They're the descendants of slavers. They're the descendants of raiders, because the people, the old money comes from territory. So all the people who have money now, it comes from old money. And old money used to be earned through warfare and territorial claims. So those people who would rape and pillage villages, you know, they would go and pillage villages, burn them to the ground, rape all the women afterwards, kill everyone after that, because that was their reward for a successful conquering. It's all been inherited. They treat other people like they're objects, like they're not worth anything. And that's all inherited too. That's the power structure in our world, with all the people who are in charge, with and there's so many who are involved. And it's like Hollywood, big business, the music industry, government, all of them. If you have money, if someone has money in this world, I guarantee they didn't earn it. They used other people to earn their money. They manipulated other people to earn their money, and they inherited money from a bunch of fucking bastards who've been fucking the world over from the start. And I'm talking about wealth. I'm not talking about rich people. I'm talking about real money. Like Elon Musk, for example. His grandfather owned an emerald mine in Africa, in South Africa, sent men to their deaths, sent black men to their deaths all the fucking time, paid them a fucking nickel a day so he could rake it in with emeralds. Elon Musk isn't self-made. He comes from old money. He's a fucking idiot. Thinks he's so smart. Pisses me off, dude. All they know how to do is use other people. If you have aspirations to become rich, good luck raising good children. Because all that rich people know how to do is pay other people to do what they can't do for